What's one easy tip you can do when fishing conditions get really, really tough? Good morning, guys and girls, and happy Thanksgiving. What an incredible day. We got to give thanks for everything in our life. You know, if you're feeling kind of bad this morning, if things are not going really, really right, and this is a strange, different Thanksgiving. The government, of all people, are trying to do away with Thanksgiving. They're trying to do away with Christmas, as a matter of fact. But don't let them get you down. Don't let that happen to you at all. You know, we've got our whole family here, just like all of us. And we may all catch the COVID, I don't know, the China virus. But we're going to give thanks to God. And we're going to do it as a family like we always do. We're going to give thanks for everything that happens in our lives because this is a special day in America. You know, I'm not even sure if the rest of the world celebrates Thanksgiving. And it started years and years ago by the Indians. So I married me one years and years ago. All right, let's get down to this daily devotional. November 26th, we're going to look at Psalms 42:1. If you want to read some verses of the Bible today, thinking about Thanksgiving, get in the book of Psalms. Lots and lots of stuff about Thanksgiving in the book of Psalms. As the deer thirsts for streams of water, so I thirst for you, God. As the deer thirsts for streams of water, so I thirst for you, God. Here's what I wrote about that. You know, it's deer season in Oklahoma, Thanksgiving every year. Back when I first started deer hunting in Oklahoma, season was only Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's right, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And 4 days, that's it. You're allowed one buck, and you're lucky if you saw a deer. You're lucky. I started when I was 16. I finally killed one with my bow 4 years later. 4 years later. All right, as a deer thirsts for streams of water, so I thirst for you, God. The biggest deer I've ever taken with a bow in Oklahoma came when I was just a teenager. It was a 12-point, had a massive horns and real long tines. I didn't know anything about scoring. I have no idea what it scored, so I'm just going to remember back and say it scored 182. Christine, do not roll your eyes at me. I think it scored 182. I'm just guessing. I can guess pretty good on deer scores. I had no idea what a deer score was back then. I shot the buck about 45 minutes before dark. But listen to this. I had been in a tree since before daylight. I got up in that tree since before daylight. And when we were kids hunting deer, we had no deer stands. Deer stands had not been invented or developed. We crawled up a tree. We didn't even have spikes. Sometimes people stuck nails in the trees. We crawled up a tree and we stood on a limb, and that's where I was there. I'd been in the tree since before daylight, standing on a limb. The key to success that day, besides really hunting hard, standing in that tree all day, the key to success that day, it was an extremely dry year, and I was hunting a really small pond, the only water in the entire area. Every deer for miles around had to come to that water. There wasn't many deer, but every one of them anywhere around had to come to that water. And that big deer showed up right before dark. Jesus called himself living water. He is, in fact, the only living water available for you, available for me. For eternal life, we must come to Jesus. No other way to get there. No other living water available. As beautiful and as much as I love water, no other living water available other than Jesus Christ. For eternal life, we must come to Jesus. He is our only option. Our only option. Here's our tip for today, fishing tip. Try shortening your plastic worms under tough conditions, even down to 3 or 4 inches. Try shortening your plastic worm. You take a regular plastic worm. We got a lot of little worms that come out on the market nowadays. Take a regular plastic worm. Some of you, in using your plastic worms, and the heads of them get messed up, and all, you got a hook in them and they're tore up. You might just save the last 3 or 4 inches, put them in a little separate box, use them when fishing conditions get really, really tough. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great Thanksgiving Day today. I hope that so many of you are meeting with family. I know they've told you not to, But I'm telling you, family is what God put together. Don't let the government tear it apart. Do not let the government tear it apart. Guys and girls, have you a great Thanksgiving. Be sure and set your scales back 10 pounds. And remember, I sure do love you.